Victory for the Nelson Mandela Bay mayor, at least for now. The High Court in Gqeberha has ruled in favour of Retief Odendaal and his mayoral committee. They were challenging proposed changes to the governance system in the metro, but put forward by Eastern Cape Cooperative Governance MEC. And the Nelson Mandela Bay mayor, Retief Odendaal, joins us now via Zoom. Thank you so much for your time, Mayor. We do appreciate it. Perhaps just remind us why you decided to head to the High Court.
Good afternoon, Vicky. Yes, well, look, what the MEC proposed was a change in governance model in Nelson Mandela Bay. He wanted to do away with the mayoral system, mayoral executive system, and he wanted to bring in a collective executive. Now, a change of a system of governance in a municipality after local government elections have never been done in South Africa before. We believe that the move is politically motivated and not in the best interest of our administration, and it will cause an absolute chaos. Now, originally he said that the reason he wants to change the system of governance is because he wants to bring political stability. We believe that the basis for the political instability was the previous administration, and that's also the reason why he based his decision on the status quo in Nelson Mandela Bay in March this year. You would remember that in March this year, up till September this year, there was an ANC-led coalition in Nelson Mandela Bay that rendered the administration totally dysfunctional.
Yes, but you've basically just won for now because the High Court has ruled in your favour for now. But should the MEC decide to go to court and say they do not agree with this decision, where does that leave you?
Well, I think it's very important to note that we weren't actually in court today. There was a settlement that was reached between the parties. The MEC approached our legal team and asked for a postponement in the matter up to 16 February this year for the Part A of the argument, which is an interim interdict, pending the legal review that will be brought in terms of the administrative decisions that he's taken. But very important is the fact that there was actually an intergovernment relations dispute that was declared. I declared that dispute on behalf of the municipality on the 23rd of September. The MEC has not acknowledged that dispute, and I believe that he will find himself in a very tight legal corner because he has not followed the IGR provisions, and he has not tried to resolve that dispute. The basis of the IGR dispute was to say that the reasoning behind the Section 12 move is nonsensical. They don't exist anymore. They talk about issues that's long been finalized, like the fact that the city doesn't have a city manager. They didn't have a city manager in March this year. We have now. So we believe that we've got a very strong case on merits, and that unfortunately that the MEC is going to have to walk away from this fight and regroup and find some other way to get hold of Nelson Mandela Bay Council.
Yeah, it seems as though there's a lot of instability, though, when it comes to Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, and it just seems as though coalition governments seem to bring about a lot of volatility. And the big concern here is that this, at the end of the day, impacts basic service delivery, and it impacts the people on the ground because of the political games that are at play here. Would you say that coalitions are just not working in Nelson Mandela Bay?
Well, I think that South Africans must get used to coalitions, because coalitions is the future of this country. What we have here in Nelson Mandela Bay is the biggest coalition government that's ever been put together. And we've seen that over the last 3 months, we have actually been able to take this city forward, because we put petty differences aside, our own personal issues aside, and we worked for the people of Nelson Mandela Bay. The problem with coalition governments is that the ANC does not want to work with coalition partners. They are an all-or-nothing party. They want to have access and control to absolutely everything, and they find it very, very difficult to work with other smaller political parties or opposition parties. Now, I want to tell you that I'm working with the same political parties that the ANC could not work with. in the first year of this term. And for some other reason, we are getting the city to work again. And I believe it's because the ANC finds it very, very difficult to share power with coalition partners. They haven't grasped the concept of coalition governments. And they have to do so pretty quickly, because I believe that come 2024, we're going to see a lot more coalition governments, both at a provincial level as well as possibly a national level.
I'm going to be blunt, Mayor, but do you think that you're going to last as the Mayor? Because we've seen that position being a revolving door.
Well, I want to be very frank with you. I didn't come here to cling on to power. I'm a professional man that knows the city administration. And I said to our coalition, we come into this coalition into government with one objective, and that is to leave Nelson Mandela Bay in a better place than what we found it. What we're doing and what we're focusing on is putting mechanisms and procedures in place to ensure that the metro does not spiral out of control like it has done in the past. So we're not focusing on staying in power. We're focusing on fixing the city. It's a total different outlook than what other governments has had. And as such, I don't care whether I stay in this position for the next 5 years. What I care about is whether we make a difference right and now and make an impact on stabilizing the administration.
Okay, speak to us about service delivery. I was in the Eastern Cape last year, December actually, and I was horrified at the state of basic services, the condition of the roads, no street lights working, just basic services. Do you not think that this infighting and the instability of this coalition is impacting services, or are you telling citizens and residents that you are prioritizing services?
Well, I think you must be very clear of which municipalities you're talking about. Nelson Mandela Bay has got a very poor track record of service delivery in the last financial year. Up till June this year, we had the worst service delivery records in the history of the formation of this metropolitan municipality. But elsewhere in the province, it's far worse. More than half of the municipalities are bankrupt. Back to Nelson Mandela Bay, we believe that we have made a significant impact on the backlog in service delivery that unfortunately did not happen in the previous financial year. And you can talk to just about every community in Nelson Mandela Bay, and they will tell you that the municipality has been trying their level best to get service delivery back on track. And I can quote the figures. The fact of the matter is that since September this year now, we've managed to fix about 12,000 potholes. We've managed to fix about 5,000 water leaks. We managed to reinstate nearly 10,000 streetlights that didn't work. Those were all due to backlogs that the previous administration didn't service.
Okay, let's speak about the water crisis. We know that that's a huge one. We are in the festive season where tourism is supposed to be picking up. Are people coming to the province? How is the festive season doing in terms of tourism numbers, especially because of the ongoing water crisis in the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality?
Well, I have to tell you that we're very delighted with the state of our festive season, summer season so far. We have seen a bumper figures coming through, numbers coming through. We're not yet at pre-COVID levels, but we believe that we've benefited quite a lot because other municipalities such as Gqeberha, for example, has had some major challenges with their tourism infrastructure, and has gone relatively well. Insofar as our water crisis are concerned, yes, we're amidst one of the most serious droughts that the region has faced over the last 100 years, but we've managed to reduce our water consumption. We're currently using in the region about 270 megalitres of water. So our supply and our demand currently is stable, and we're very confident that we will, in this city, never reach a day zero, because we were able to finish some of our water augmentation and drought mitigation projects over the last couple of weeks. Many of those projects should have been completed years ago already, and unfortunately was put on the back burner. We've put some of it back on track, and we're making significant progress. We are very, very happy with the summer season, and we're just getting accolades as to how clean our city is at the moment. And if there's anybody that still hasn't got somewhere to go this summer season, come to Nelson Mandela Bay. We've got beautiful weather and an absolute amazing, affordable hotel accommodation that you can make use of.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. That was Nelson Mandela Bay Mayor Retief Odendaal. Now.